Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's episode we are going to be doing another video on the iPhone SE first generation. Now, I have this phone on iOS 15.8 right now, and I already made a video discussing how it is in 2025, so if you haven't, go watch that video up in the cards. And today's video is going to be a Turdus Merula video. Now, if you don't know what this is a A9 to A10X downgrade tool, and this allows you to take any iPhone, iPad that has an A9, A9X, A10, A10X chip and downgrade it to any iOS version you want. Of course, there are still some issues such as activation errors for A9X chips, A9 chips on the iOS 9, because that is a thing happening for a long time now. If you're lucky, you might get to activate like my iPhone 6s, but this means that this also might have issues, and I thought today we'll be downgrading to iOS 10 instead, which, because on such a form factor like this, like my iPhone 5, I used iOS 10 a lot and that's nostalgic for me, plus I don't need another iOS 9 phone. And just to let you guys know, this is not a tutorial video, this is just going to be a demonstration where I show you the downgrading process that I take, because the latest version here did not work for me when I did try to make a tutorial video, and I'm going to be using a pre-release version, which I don't recommend using if you think you're gonna need to get help from the people who made this, because they don't offer support for that anymore. So do this at your own risk. Please do check out their website, it's sep.lol, I'll link it in the description. And without further ado, I have the files prepared. Let's get started with this process. Okay, the first thing you guys want to do is plug in your iPhone into the computer. Now, when you do that, click trust and put in your password if you have to, and it should be connected. Next thing you're going to need to do is put the phone in recovery mode. Now, you can just Google how to do that, but in my case, you just have to press and hold power and home until it shows up with recovery mode screen. So just keep pressing and holding, it will shut down, and don't let go until you see the recovery mode screen. Now, once it is in recovery mode, we're going to be going to our File Explorer and open up the terminal. Now, I am using Linux Mint for this process, but I think you can use any Linux version just as long as it works. And I have a USB here with the files on it. Here is the files. So these two are the tools. This is the IPSW of iOS 10.3.3, and this is a folder where our important files will go for the restore process. Alright, and the next thing you're going to want to do is put the recovery mode into DFU mode. Now, to do that, you can again search it up, but for me, I have to just hold power and home for 10 seconds, then let go of power and keep holding home for 10 more seconds. And you should be left at a black screen. If it restarts to this, just try again and again and again until it works. Alright guys, and it did not restart, so I'm just going to put the phone down. And what I will do now is go to the terminal and type cd and just go out of this, because we're going to drag and drop this here to go to the path. Now, once we're in the path, I'm going to do sudo /rain_lib usb space -ed. And once you do that, it'll see the phone and it will do that stuff, so just wait for that. And then we're gonna run sudo space /i device restore, and then you do /get shc block, and then space, and grab the IPSW that you have and just do the space, and just select the firmware. In my case, there's only one thing over here, and it'll extract the file system and get that shc block and put it in this block folder. Alright guys, it finished the command, and on the iPhone itself it is doing something. Caught it for a little bit. Put that down, and now it is back in restore mode. And if it's back in restore mode, just take it back to DFU mode. So I'm gonna do the same process again. And then you're gonna wanna go and do that same previous command and just press enter. And boom, it special DFU mode. I'm just going to get the PTE block this time, so doing sudo space dot slash iDevice restore space dash dash get dash PTE block dash dash load dash SHC block, and then you're going to want to go into the block folder, find the SHC block, and then once again bring the IPSW back here, press enter, choose the same thing again that you chose last time, and it'll do the thing to get the PTE block, which will again show up over here. Alright guys, it finished and we are back in recovery mode once again. Now, again, you have to put it back into DFU mode and run that previous command, so I'll just do that quickly. Alright guys, I got it again back into the special DFU mode, and now if we go back in here, oh, that's lovely. We have an error from the last thing, huh? Okay, well, we are back in here and we didn't get our PTE block, so we might as well try to run this again. I did prepare some lovely setup for you guys as well, so that you can see what's going on the device while it does this stuff. Now focus isn't great, so that's why I only wanted to show when stuff is happening. And boom, here you go, the PTE block has been saved. We're back in recovery mode. I will put that back in DFU mode, but zooming back in, you can see the PTE block is now here. Amazing. So you can see there are some problems with this pre-release version, but yeah, you can keep trying if you want. Alright guys, I'm now back in the special DFU, and I'm going to be finally doing the downgrade command. So sudo slash iDevice restore, and then you're going to want to do -o space dash load PTE block, and I think right now all we have to do, drag and drop this PTE block, go back, drag and drop this IPSW, and that is the command. Now this is the part where the downgrade actually happens. We're going to go ahead and just click enter, and I once again select number 1. It'll download some firmware, so yeah, make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi. I'm booting off a live USB, by the way, so this does work on a live USB. This will not work in Windows, but it does work on Mac, so Linux USB is good enough to do this type of cool stuff. So we'll just say yes to erase all the data on the device, and it's gonna extract the file system once more. And when something interesting happens on the phone, I will zoom out again for you guys. Alright guys, it has finally finished and it is time to boot into iOS 10. Now this is a tethered restore, which means that me not having any saved blobs requires me to use a computer to turn it on every time. Now if you have blobs saved, you can downgrade to the version of the blobs you saved and it'll act like a normal thing. But since I don't have any of that, and you probably don't, when you follow the guide on the website and stuff, you're going to get into recovery mode every time you reboot your device, and you have to plug it into a computer, and that is why those files in the block folder is important, especially this PTE block, and I'll show you guys now, because when I put that back in DFU mode, and then once you type that command, you're going to take your PTE block, drag and drop it here, and that's why this file is very important, and it's device specific. You cannot get it from somebody else, because if you don't have this, you can't boot your phone. Then you run the command, it'll start to do its thing, and it's going to send some image, and the phone is going to do its super cool looking things. And once the command is done, you no longer need the computer. You are finished. Here we are, booting into iOS 10. Amazing stuff. And welcome to iOS 10. Here we are, iOS 10.3.3. Of course, you can downgrade to any version that is supported, and be careful of the iOS 9 on these type of devices because they have trouble activating. Here we go. Press home to unlock. No SIM card. It does say that, but I think we can just not have one. I will put my SIM in it later though. Then select your country or region. Alright, and I connected to Wi-Fi. Now it's activating, and hopefully this is a quick process. And boom, it activated. Amazing. We're gonna enable location services. We'll just set this up later. Create a passcode. We'll also just set this up later. And I'll just set up as new iPhone, why not? And here you might try to log in, but it probably won't work. I did try it before, so just press don't have one and then set up later in settings. And I'll show you guys, you need to install a certificate which updates some security certificates, which allows internet to be used more. So yeah, why not? Siri, hello Siri, that's an old Siri. Set that up later. And do not share that. Welcome to iPhone, get started, and boom, iOS 10.3.3 on the iPhone 6s. Wow, this is beautiful, and I'm going to show you guys now where to get that certificate. So you're gonna open up Safari, and you're going to go over here and type tls root.litten.ca. Press enter. And you'll see you're gonna have to choose the one you need. iOS 5 Plus, so I'll press this one, allow, and it takes me here. We'll just press install, and this updates all these certificates, which will allow you to sign into your Apple ID and even use websites some more websites. I mean, this is a pretty old version of Safari and other things. Another thing we're going to be doing is jailbreaking, because why not? And a great site is ios.cfw.guide right over here, and it takes you over here and press get started, and you're gonna have to select the iPhone. So I'm gonna go all the way down to the SE, which is over here, and choose iOS 10 to iOS 10.3.3 using this website. So it's a semi-tethered jailbreak. So you're going to, every time you reboot the device, have to go to the website and enable the jailbreak. So it's over here. So open Safari, go to this website, and then jailbreak, and it should be done. And to re-jailbreak, just do the exact same thing. So it might fail, which might cause your device to restart, which again, we have tethered jailbreak. So make sure every time you reboot, don't shut off the computer immediately. First, go to jailbreak, and if it fails to jailbreak and restart your device, you're gonna have to restart using the computer. So keep it on standby while you're enabling jailbreak. So this is the website, and you can even add it as a bookmark to the home screen. So add to home screen, and we can just rename this to something else, add that to the home screen. So it's gonna be over there. And when you open it up, boom, slide for spyware, even though it's jailbreak. So it's still gonna say running exploit, and you just gotta wait a bit. And if it does this, press noot noot, and don't touch anything yet, but that means it's successful. So it's downloading the bootstrap. I think this is just a one-time thing for the first time. So just wait. Every time after that it says noot noot, you wait until the device resprings, and you'll be able to use it. So even if it crashes, or if the web page crashes, see, it'll do that. Just wait. This might happen immediately, maybe it'll happen in a few seconds. So again, be patient. And once it does this, it should be resprung, and you'll be able to use your device jailbroken. And you could see it even installed Zebra before it did this thing. And boom, we're here. Press home to open, and we are jailbroken. And if it did restart again, just try the whole process again. And I'm just going to move these two here, and you got Zebra now. So boom, jailbroken iOS 10.3.3. Amazing stuff. And Zebra's like Cydia, but a different thing, but it's very similar. It's a similar purpose. So boom, here we are. And there you go, guys. We successfully downgraded this iPhone SE first generation to iOS 10.3.3. This is awesome. I'm gonna go set up a bunch of other stuff, sign into my Apple ID, do Touch ID, it'll all be good. It all works because this downgrade uses SEP functionality as well to keep it working, and that means things like Apple Pay and Touch ID stuff will be working. But again, use this at your own risk. It is an old iOS version, so I would not recommend adding anything secure into this because you don't want to get robbed or anything. But that's it for today's video. I hope you guys like this. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.